This is 100 Watts and a Wire.
Dennis had a question. How likely do you think that this bad experience will discourage future expeditions? Great question. Thank you, Dennis. Steve, go.
I don't think it will discourage. No, it's, in fact, it will probably get the guys of the next coming DXpeditions, wherever they're going, they're going to start rethinking, kind of going, maybe we need to start incorporating this newer mode FT8. It's becoming a more mainstay mode that's going to be here for a while, and a lot of these traditional DXers are a little, weak on that mode, and I'm one of them. I am super weak on it. I'm just finally getting into the mode, and we throw that into the arsenal, and so I think you're going to start seeing it more and more cropping up. It's going to be a mode that a lot of people can, take advantage of it and make those contacts. So I think that's going to happen, and probably some more pre-planning and contingency planning, and it'll just depend on how the DXpedition, where they're going and what's going to happen. But I think this is a positive step. It will, we'll learn from it and move on.
Yeah, I agree. Can't add anything more to that. I think they're gonna be cool. They're gonna go do what they need to do, and it's just noise. Anybody who's giving them grief, it's just noise. I would imagine there was some good commentary came out of that, but would we go as far to say that outside of the team being the star of this DXpedition, FT8 really did it for them? I mean, really made those numbers go up. What are your thoughts? Scotty, over to you first. The role FT8 played in the Bouvet Island DXpedition.
Well, given the circumstances with their lack of gear, not being able to get any amplifiers on the island, not getting any of their big antennas up, only being able to just throw up a couple wires and then work barefoot. From that location, FT8 was probably the only chance they had of getting any sort of count in the QSOs. I know there's some European stations, and they were able to work single sideband voice with some of those guys, but anything outside of that region, FT8 was what worked to get the contacts for other folks around the world.
Don has a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, and had they had it set up properly, I think they would at least doubled the number of queues that they had when they went home. They just had an operating error. They were off. Their timing was way off, so that just kind of complicated it. But I think if they were on time and had their computer synced, and they could have just, they didn't have internet capabilities on the island, but every radio can pick up WWV, and you can set it there. It's a manual setup, and you could have went, okay, every time there's a shift change with an operator, first thing you do, make sure the computer is synced up to WWV, and off you go. And I personally think that if they had that right, we would have had maybe a DXpedition that would have been maybe 40, 50,000 queues, and that would have kind of tamped down a lot of the keyboard commandos and the basement dwellers that were complaining about it, that didn't have any skin in the game. And then for these guys, and that's a lot of money wasted. And it's like, no, everybody remember, these guys put in half the money. They personally put money into it. Half the total cost was borne by the operators that went. The other half they raised by donations. And when you donate to a DXpedition, you're just going, hey, we hope they're going to be successful. We're pretty sure they're going to be successful, but there's a chance that they might not. Remember, the last two expeditions didn't set foot on the island, and these guys did. So it's a win. You can moan and groan about it all you want. It's a win.
To join the 100 Watts and a Wire community, visit 100wattsandawire.com.